Welcome back to In the Circle, presented by SFBN here on Facebook Live. Sorry for the brief interruption. But Dave, as we were starting to talk about, we had Mike McCready in here to talk about this Bucks County softball night. But let's get into what we normally talk about, which is reviewing the Suburban 1 and Catholic League. So let's start with Suburban 1. What's going on in the American Division? What developments have we had?
So in the American Division, there was a big game set to be late last week between Quakertown and Hatboro-Horsham. And Hatboro-Horsham actually got caught looking ahead a little bit. They lost earlier in the week to Upper Moreland, giving them 2 losses in the league, but then they were able to actually defeat Quakertown 9-5. So Quakertown still has a 1-game lead on them. So that those two have played each other, but that championship now, if Hatboro-Horsham is going to share it, they're going to have to get some help from another team and hope that Quakertown loses another conference game, which I doubt.
That's crazy. Where you think about that, sometimes teams can just look ahead, and they've got the bullseye on their back.
Absolutely.
And you had a team in Upper Moreland there that they wanted to make some noise, and they did just that. That's kind of crazy the way that developed.
Absolutely.
Now in the Continental Division, what do we have going on? What are our CB Central Bucks teams doing?
CB South took care of business last week. They didn't have any challenging games. They haven't played against the top 3, which are CB South, who's undefeated. North Penn has 1 loss, and CB East has 3 losses. So those 3 teams did not conflict last week. All 3 teams took care of business like they needed to in the league. The only thing that's was a little weird about that is CB East is 9-8 in that division. Okay, they're 6-3, third in that conference. They are ranked 22 right now for District 1. They would not be in the playoffs if the playoffs started. So that's the only real shocker that I got out of that league. That league will be decided this week. Those 3 teams will play each other this week, and there's a big week for the Continental and for the National, which we're going to speak about.
Well, let's get right into that big week for the Continental coming up. I know it's a big night for you in the National here coming up in less than an hour, basically, as you take on Pennsbury here in Bucks County Softball Night. What else besides that? Obviously, that's a big one.
Neshaminy, Pennsbury, we're undefeated. Pennsbury has 1 loss. North has 3, and South has 4. All 4 of those teams will play each other one way or another this week. We play Pennsbury tonight. We play North on Wednesday. I think Pennsbury plays South this week. So all these teams are going to battle against each other, and by the end of this week, we should have a pretty clear picture of who's going to be the champion of the Continental as well as the National.
Oh, you could see a clear picture of who's going to be the champion after tonight in the National. Of course, big game for you guys against Pennsbury
I hope
coming
so.
Up. Yeah.
And then one last footnote. Even though Ben Salem had a 0-4 week last week, I'm going to continue to talk about this Ben Salem squad. They played 4 teams, combined record 50-6. They're still the number 21 seed. They still have a chance with a few games remaining. So we're holding out hope to get one more team in from our conference.
Gotta love those District 1 PowerPoints, the way that they work out. Now, District 12, we'll get into District 12 here real quick before we bring in our next pair of guests. In the Philadelphia Catholic League, we've talked all year. Is Archbishop Wood the real deal? We didn't think so. Then we were like, okay, maybe. But then last week they played Ryan, Hubert, and Egan. Well, guess what? They went 3-0.
They went 3-0.
Unbelievable for the Archbishop Wood Vikings.
They handled Ryan. I think the score against Hubert's was 2-0. I think it was a well-played game.
Yes.
And then it was a thriller at the Hatboro-Horsham complex where they played that game between Egan. It was a back-and-forth game the whole time. It went into extra innings. Egan took a 2-run lead in the 9th inning, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Wood comes and walks off and wins by 1. So what an amazing week for Archbishop Wood. They got to be really happy, and they got to be in the driver's seat for the Catholic League Championship, at least the regular season.
They are in the driver's seat for the regular season.
And you'll get to see the postseason,
We'll get to see that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that on next week's edition of In the Circle, our coverage of the Philadelphia Catholic League softball playoffs. But, very interesting developments. And obviously here on this edition of In the Circle, it's more about the Bucks County Softball Night. We had assistant coach Mike McCready for Bristol on, and Bristol's playing Truman right behind us here at the Bristol Baseball and Softball Complex here?
Bristol Borough Recreation Complex.
Great field. You got baseball over here, and you got 2 softball fields behind me and to my left. So great night, and the lights, I'm assuming, are going to go on.
The lights are going to go on. Mike Lally, whom I work with at Bristol Borough, did a fantastic job putting this together many years ago, and just paying tribute to local charities and to people we loved and lost, and it really brings a sense of unity all around Bucks County, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Well, it's a great night for the community, a great night of softball, and we're going to bring in a couple of your players now, Dave. We've got them standing by, waiting to come on. You've got Amber Bruger and Grace Hughes. Let's see. We're going to bring on
jump
her.
out. I'm going to jump out.
All
and
right,
let
Dave
them
is going to thank you, Dave.
No, thank you.
And Dave, we'll have you come back on here, Dave, to wrap up the show. But thank you for coming in here, as always, here on In the Circle. One of you guys can grab one of these headsets. One of you can grab one of those. Go ahead, step right in. All right. So, first off, to my left, I have Grace Hughes. Grace, can you hear me? You can adjust your microphone a little bit.
Hi.
Hello. And Amber, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear Amber too as well. Grace, let's talk to you first here, because I got a chance to see a video of you cranking a home run against Ben Salem, I believe. Talk about what that felt like for you.
It felt amazing, and getting a home run was such amazing. I never got a home run before, so this was my first home run, so it was pretty cool.
That must have been pretty cool. I mean, I saw the video. I mean, as you touched home plate, mobbed by your teammates, that had to be awesome. And
It was.
I can only imagine how that felt. And this Neshaminy team, you guys are doing pretty good, undefeated in league play. Talk about your squad.
Well, our squad is very good. We have such great players on our softball team.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You've got one of them right to your left, Amber Brugger. We'll bring you in right now. Amber, big game here tonight. Bucks County Softball Night's going to be under the lights against your rival, Pennsbury. You pretty pumped for tonight?
Yeah, we're all really, really pumped. It's a big game for us.
I can only imagine. And, you guys undefeated in league play. Talk about this season so far and how well it's gone for you guys so far.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad how it's all turning out, being undefeated in league play. It feels good. It's a good position for our team.
Now, Grace, it's a rare night game. Usually, obviously, you guys play during the day. Is that going to be cool to have your team playing underneath the lights here at Bristol's Field?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Hopefully, you're not too late. It is still technically a school night, right?
Yeah, it's a Monday night, so we'll probably be tired next day, but it's all worth it.
Yeah. Well, I think, Amber, you're hoping it's all worth it. Obviously, it's a big game, but that Dave Ciccoletti, your head coach, was just talking about the purpose of the game here in Bucks County Softball Night, the charities that all four teams are playing for, Neshaminy, Pennsbury, Bristol, and Truman. Amber, talk about what that means to not only playing for a victory, but playing for a charity as well.
It definitely, not every team's just out here to play a game. It's for a cause. So I think it puts a lot more than just winning the game. It's for a charity. So it's a better feeling playing for the same things.
That's awesome. I mean, it's a great night, and I'm glad that we got to be here. I'm glad I got to talk to you guys. Thanks so much for jumping on In the Circle here on Facebook Live. Grace Hughes and Amber Brugger, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we'll hand it off back to your head coach, Dave Ciccoletti. Great job, Grace and Amber, and we'll let Dave here hop on before his team is going to get ready to go out on the field. Quite a hectic night here. That was great. I mean, I loved having the players on. We've had them on before, but obviously we came to the players
awesome.
This time, so that was a lot of fun.
No, I loved it. Really enjoyed it. It's a special night, and I'm glad it worked out this way, and we were able to do this like that. And hopefully, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from the Sports Fan Base Network. Everybody loves watching it. Everybody around here loves softball.
Well, we love covering softball, and we're going to continue to cover softball. We've got more In the Circle next Monday night, and then the following Monday night, we're going to be live on location again, but this time at Arcadia University.
Awesome.
So we've got some Suburban 1 and Bristol's BAL, right, Bicentennial Athletic League as well.
Bristol's undefeated here. Bristol's just playing great softball. Right now they're beating a 6A school in Truman.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean that's a pretty solid accomplishment there for Bristol. And as we were saying, on the 22nd, we'll be doing a In the Circle live on location at Arcadia University. So Philadelphia Catholic League semifinals. We'll be streaming that live on SFBN's PCL portal. That'll be at 3 and 5 p.m.
Should be two very good games.
Yeah, and then we're covering the championship game on that Wednesday on May 24th as well, also from Arcadia. So that should be we're all about softball here on
Absolutely.
SFBN. So make sure you check out our website. website, thesfbn.com, and you can check out how to view those games. Now, the Philadelphia Catholic League, it is pay-per-view, but it's definitely going to be worth it. I feel like you're going to
With
have
those
some
four teams we
yeah.
spoke about between Egan, Wood, Ryan, and Hubert, there's going to be 3 great games. You'd be
And
foolish not to watch it.
I would not be surprised to see teams like O'Hara or Bonner Prendy. They could jump in there. You really never know. I mean, Wood is definitely the team to beat.
I want to see Egan and Wood again.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Obviously, Egan from this area in Bucks County, so you definitely want to see that again. That should be definitely a thriller if we get that matchup. So thank you again for watching In the Circle here on Facebook Live. Dave, thanks so much for having us here out at Bristol.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a lot of fun, and we'll be back again next Monday night, and then I'll be back on Facebook Live tomorrow night with my usual show, Q&A with Ari Blue around 6 or 6:30. So for my partner, Dave Ciccoletti, I'm Ari Bluestein. Thank you for watching In the Circle, presented by SFBN.